All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back for some more trading. Let's get straight into the setups real quick. Starting off with the ALSI yearly high low, currently level of support is that 100, resistance still outstanding 127. We can see earlier this year we have pushed towards it, got about just above halfway, pulled all the way back, respected the 89, and now we are struggling with that level again. So we have to break these tops in order to get to the 127. But price is trading up, it's above 21, above 50. Stochastic is above signal line, also trading above that 80 level. So both these indicators are telling us that the trend is up and price is moving above this 100, where we are still aiming for this outstanding 127.
Good morning, how's it guys? Yeah, catching up with the daily picture. So monthly high low, remember it's the last day of the month. So these levels are only still valid for today. Look how we found perfect resistance this morning at that 61.8 to the monthly high low. The trend is still down according to zone moving averages. We've got red, or according to our moving averages, green below red. However, we're struggling with that 50 moving average, right back into consolidation. We looked at this last week, Thursday, Friday, and we said if we get back into consolidation, a very good chance we can go to the other side, which we are right now. Above that 61.8, we're aiming for the 77. Just bear in mind, it's only valid for today. We did close that gap from Wednesday night. I think we made that gap into Thursday morning. That has now been closed right at that resistance level of the 61.8. The stochastic is above the consolidation area, but below its own signal line. So if we're going to look at more downside here, we need to see that stochastic follow through, but that 50 stochastic, 50 moving average, a little bit naughty at the moment.
Take a look at the weekly high low, also sitting right in the consolidation area at the moment. Next trigger long candle close above 61.8, break previous candle high. We aim for the 77 first target, 89 final target, then candle close below the zero. Well, we did respect that 50 level. So candle close below 38.2, break previous candle low is a trigger for a short. Aiming for 23.6 first target, stop to entry, and final target 11. You can see trend is currently up, 8 is above 21. However, price is struggling with this 50 moving average as resistance. So we need to get above that level as well and see 821 cross above the 50, or even a little bit of a push above 61 for that trigger long. We can see stochastic is above signal line, but also trading inside of this consolidation area. So that trigger with stochastic pushing up to 61.8 will be a nice confirmation to take it. Aiming for the first target 77 and final target 89. As I said, trend has moved to the upside.
On the daily picture, so we broke the highs of Friday. We had a nice little ABC up, which we hit perfectly with that high candle on Friday. So that just a candle before we closed Friday afternoon, perfect little ABC up in the green to give us the red A. We've broken those highs now. Did get a candle close above the 100, so we did get a trigger long. It was a nice or decent enough risk reward just below the halfway mark there. Closed above, we're very, very close at 127, finding support in that 100 level again. The trend clearly up on 5 minutes, green above red. We're above the 50 moving average, and we've got those higher targets outstanding on there. Stochastic is also above its own signal line, and it's also above the consolidation. What we really want to see on 5 minutes, if we're going to continue going up towards those higher targets, 127, 161, is that stochastic getting above the 89 rather, and staying there.
You also see on the opening range, pretty much hit that final target 89, got a pretty decent risk reward out of this. That has just gone up. We have about, from trigger, there was about 330, 340 top points to that final target 89. So that was a very good trade. Take a look at the DAX real quick.
Currently sorry. When I carry on.
Currently level of support 23.6, resistance is the 38.2. We can see trend is down, 50 above 21 above 8. Below 38.2, we initially want to be aiming for this 11 target. We still have that outstanding. You can see trend has pretty much throughout this year so far, these last couple of weeks have been just pretty much very bearish with all the news going on. But currently level of support, as I said, 23.6, only above 61.8. Do we want to aim for this 89 again? But keep in mind, trend is down. This is the first time in a while price has been trading below that 50 moving average, and also stochastic is below signal line and below this 20 level. So both these indicators are showing us the trend is down. We are aiming for this 11 target on the yearly high low.
Yeah, we also found perfect support to the 155 moving average on that time frame, which is about halfway between that 23 and 11 level. On the monthly high low, again, last day of the month, we hit those targets perfectly to the downside and monthly high low, all the way to the 161 and then pull back a little bit. So for now, for today, we can really only look at resistance and support between that 127, 161. If we do get above that 127, possibly going back to the zero level, where that 21 EMA is sitting at the moment, it'll pretty much stay around those levels for the day unless we get a drastic move in the market. So really can only look at that. The trend clearly down, green below red, below the 50 moving average, stochastic below its own signal line. It's slightly above the 11. So if we break that support of the 61.8 and more specifically the lows of about 3 days ago, then we can look at some more downside, but we've got no more targets to the downside on this time frame.
Let's take a look at the weekly high low. Next trigger for a long candle close above the 61.8 break previous candle high. We aim for 89 final target, take profit, stop being at the 50. As soon as we go up and we do respect that 50 level, next trigger short will be below 38.2. You can also see currently we haven't respected it, so next trigger short below the zero, aiming for final target minus 161. You can also see trend is down, 21 is above the 50 and 50 is above the 8. A little bit consolidated, but trend is down according to the 8 and 21. We can also see stochastic is below signal line, yet both of them are still trading inside of this consolidation area. So it would be nice to get a break of today's low so far, heading towards that trigger short below zero with stochastic follow through down through 38.2 or trigger long above 61 with stochastic follow through up through 61.8. But currently trend is down in this time frame. Just keep in mind we are a little bit consolidated according to the stochastic and moving averages.
Yeah, absolutely. On the 5 minutes, coming up for support, or we found support at that 38.2, the daily high low, our 155 moving average as well. So little trigger short long, it was very early this morning, coming from the lows about halfway between the 127 and the zero. We triggered long above the zero. So in fact, first we triggered short very early this morning, got about halfway, and then turned around. Triggered long, not a great risk reward, but nonetheless, we got that trigger long, went all the way. I think we missed that 38.2 bar, must be about a point or so. Still possible we're going to hit that. So resistance is at 155. The next long will be above the 61.8 daily high low, aiming for the 77.89. We're going to start turning around, only looking for the shorts, as you can see on the screen there below the zero. Really want to see a break of the lows today, aim for that 127, 161. However, in saying that, the trend on 5 minutes is clearly up. We're trading above the green, red, and blue. If we can get above the 155, we're back into zone 1 on the upside. So we're going to see. What we must just watch for is you can see our zone moving average is all stuck between the 155 and the 50. And often it starts squeezing and starts breaking out. So let's see if we can get back into zone 1 or if we're going to go a little bit sideways here, at least until opening, and then we'll reassess from there. But the trend clearly up. We want to see that stochastic above that 89 once again. If we can get above that 155 moving average and then possibly look for the other side of the consolidation. Right, and that's our opening, or that's our setups for the morning. We're going to jump straight into, I'm going to take over from Renee, jump straight into the 1 minute. Before we get to that, I just quickly want to run through the ABCs here very quickly. I've got it on my screen just to see where we are. There we go. Just want to see got the right screen sharing here. There we go. All right, so just on the ALSI, we've got about 18 minutes before opening, and it's gone a little bit sideways for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Let's just check out these ABCs very quickly. This was Friday, and we've hit that ABC target perfectly. So we had a nice little ABC in the green up to give us red A. I did break this morning, so we can trail this A up. Can trail that A up. I need to see a nice, decent retracement before I start looking at that B. So we're going to keep trailing that. And if we go to the 5 minutes, just quickly there. Is our 5 minute ABC. Just look at this for me quickly. So let's just zoom in. I haven't got the labeling there. But if we just look at from the low to the high, that was on Friday. So Thursday morning into Friday morning, we had a perfect 77-89% retracement to that move. We're picking up our fib, and there it is. We hit that 89 perfectly, so that ABC target done. We've broken now. There was a gap, obviously, this morning, which has been filled very quickly. And that's starting to move up now. So I need to see a little bit of a deeper retracement. Yeah, that for me is not the end of that A just yet, because we have the possibility of extended targets. Yeah, 61.8, very, very close now, first extended target. There's no rule that says we have to go there, but we quite often do, especially when we break the highs or break out of that ABC first or ABC final target at least. So that 61.8 still outstanding as an extended target, as well as then second extended target at the 89 there. And then on the DAX, a little bit different. So again, we had a nice ABC in the green, just hit those ABC targets perfectly. And then this morning with that push down, that whole move, we had a 77, between a 77 and 89% retracement. Is that red B? Very possible. Happened in one straight stride, but it's possible that this is now 0A for a B. We're looking for the C up to give us red, blue A around there. That's starting to fit nicely. It's a little bit soon, but it is possible. But 48 hours to give us that A, less than 24 hours for the B. Very quick retracement. Sometimes it does happen. And if we look at distance for distance, we pick up this fib now. There's our targets on the ABCs. So we can put it in here because it's green. First ABC target is there. So break of the highs of today, starting to close that gap. And ABC target at the E9, very close to the tops there, just a break of those double tops. So those are ABC targets for me, outstanding. Yeah, in the red. This is starting to fit quite nicely. We're going to keep an eye on that. And if we just go to the 5 minutes, we'll see it a little bit better there. Oh, gosh. Okay, I've lost that, I think. I don't know what I did with that chart. But yeah, the idea is there. So we can see just from there to there, we still got some ABC targets. So still expecting quite a bit of upside here, although just bear in mind that the hourly trend still is down. But everything's starting to look real good. We want to see a moving average crossover, as well as stochastic follow up through the 50, and more importantly, breaking that 61.8. You can see how we're starting to break that 50. Signal line's a bit consolidated on the hourly. We're starting to get that break up through the 50. 50-50. As stochastic's breaking the 50, we're breaking 50 moving average. Nice follow through there. We want to just see the break of that 61.8 now. No doubt in my mind we're going to see that ABC if we can continue up. However, we do have UK opening in the next 15 minutes. All right, so that was just a little recap on the ABC. Some ABC outstanding targets on the DAX. On the ALSI, it's only extended targets still outstanding there for the upside. So there is a possibility we can expect a little bit of a retracement on that still. Okay, let's quickly catch up with the 1 minute stories. On the 5 minutes, NASDAQ, the DAX rather, we have had a change. So on Friday, we were trailing those highs. And then this morning, we made new lows on the stochastic, as well as we got that moving average crossover. So the 5 minute grid on the DAX is from Friday's highs to this morning's lows. We're trading between the 50 and the 38.2. Around that 155 moving average. So the next level we're aiming for is that 50. I'm pretty sure we'll see that stochastic on the 5 minute above the 89. As long as it stays there, we want to remain long. On the 5 minute grid on the ALSI, there I was just looking at that ABC target. You can see that 89 we hit quite perfectly, and then some. So 5 minute grid is going to be from the lows of Friday to the highs, the lows of Thursday to the highs of this morning. That's our 5 minute grid on the ALSI. Trading between 100 and 89 at the moment, our no trading zone. Okay, so 5 minutes on the side. 1 minute, let's look at the 1 minute grid on the DAX quickly. That's trailing. Look at that green line. That's opening price. It's pretty much all the way back to opening price of the morning. You can see how we've closed that little gap as well. So from the lows of this morning to the highs of this morning, if we do get moving average crossover, that grid will be confirmed. So a nice grid there. If we look at it level to level, there's about 40 points, which is not bad. And then extension fib, I had a little extension fib earlier on between 9 and 10 this morning. Got a perfect 89% retracement that held, and then we broke the double tops. So aiming for that 127. Again, look at that opening price is holding us. So for triggers, 10 minutes before we open, stochastic down through 50 for a trigger for a short. The trend on 1 minute and 5 minute is up. If we get another candle retrace here below the highs, we can look at a buy stop.
Also, just keep in mind resistance is still at 155 on 5 minutes and 38.2 of daily.
Thanks, Monet. Yeah, that's very strong. He's closed back inside of that daily consolidation. We can see the other. Let's bear in mind we've got about, I think that's opening. Grid. And I just want to just go across the other side. That 50 moving average on hourly also a little bit naughty. Yeah, we've got two candle retracements. I said resistance is at 38.2, the daily high low. Also opening price can be very strong. I'm going to put my buy stop in because at least if we break the highs, we're back into consolidation at the daily high low. So the highs are inside of that. Also means we're breaking opening price. If it doesn't take before opening, I might just delete it. Just giving it a little extra space. We've noticed that sometimes it just pushes our TP. So I give it 10 points and I can always just drag it back in the 5 points. Otherwise, watch for that stochastic down through 50, back to 50 moving average from where we are. It's about 27 points. Watch for that possible separation. I'm liking a 5-3-3 separation here as well. We don't really trade that too much anymore, but it is nice to look at follow through. We've had quite the bounce since opening this morning. Asian markets coming off quite heavy.
I can also see most of the markets made a huge gap throughout the weekend.
Yeah, covered most of that. Extension fib went about halfway. It's a nice big extension fib we had on, yeah. Went about halfway to the 127. Looking at the stochastic down through 50 for a possible little short. The ALSI is still going. I'll take it. It'll only be the 5 point. We've got 7 minutes before opening. Getting ready for it. Watch that 50 moving average. Just holding for now. Separation is still valid. And triggered. Oh, got a rubbish price. Going for the 5 points on the 50 moving average. Oh, so close. Look how it hit that 50 moving average. We just need spreads. Be careful, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to start trailing this extension from high to low. I really wished or was hoping that our TP was just above that 50 moving average. We can still go. Watch that 56 on the extension, up on the stochastic for follow through. Yeah, was it just me or the candle's moving very slow? Weird.
Yeah, they are moving quite slow on my screen as well.
Okay, so it's not feed from our side.
I see the ALSI is moving into the sky again.
Yeah, no, that's going. Go past the 127 target. First target of the daily high low, halfway to the 161 now. Okay, we've hit TP on that one. A little bit.
That was a nice trade.
Yeah, I was a little concerned of it for it on that 50 moving average. I was keeping an eye on this 50 stochastic coming into the consolidation. So that's followed through below the 50. If we can get a close, we're aiming for the 89. Just going to be patient now. We've got about 4 minutes for opening. If we do get a moving average cross here, or here on this side rather, which we have, sorry, we just got it. I just want a confirmation of the next candle close. I might just get rid of this buy stop and just pull it up for a bit.
Yeah, we kind of resisted that 38.2 of daily quite fairly and now moving towards support 23.6, but we'll see opening is in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, sure. Look how we pulled back. So we failed around the 44 and then we closed above that 50. This stochastic or separation is still valid. Range is not bad. We've broken the 38.2, the extension fib. We should see that 50 very close to it. It's something we're going to start trading probably today. We'll spend a little bit of time on it this afternoon. Look how we've hit that 50 perfectly. It was about 11 points from the 38 to the 50. 61.8 coming up. Didn't quite, for me, get that confirmation. You can see how we just got green below red and then it pulled back. ALSI 5-minute grid, we can keep trailing. We've still got that 50 level outstanding on the 5-minute grid of the DAX. In our way, 155 moving average, 38 daily high low, and opening in the next 2.5 minutes. ALSI is coming out for resistance at the 61.8 to the weekly high low. That level was just before we get to the target of the 161 daily high low. Separation is still trying. Look at this 5-3-3 follow through here as well. Just a bit nervous to take a trade right now. Yeah, we've got a minute to go. There's still a possibility of stochastic down through 50 for another little short there. Just watch 50-moving average has caught up quite quickly. So I'm going to set that one out for now. Just going to wait for opening. There it is triggering. Extension for fail to the 127 gives us about 24 points. It's not bad. The trend of 5 minutes is still up. Okay, there we've opened. Stochastic breaking, watch that 44 and possible double bottom. It's holding for now. Levels for my extension flips about 10 points level to level. But extension flip to the 127. As I said, about 20 odd points. Kind of little double bottom is held for now. That's time to break.
Watch upcoming support 23.6 daily high low.
Thanks, man. Support also 50-moving average on the hourly now.
And also right below the 23.6 of daily, we have 23.6 of weekly.
A second candle since opening. The slow extension flip. Need to give it another minute to see if we're going to get this moving average constant of confirmation to the downside. Then it means 1 minute's down, 5 minutes up. I still got my buy stopping at the top because it hasn't really confirmed just yet. Signal line on the stochastic is approaching the 50 level, and you can see how stochastic is a little consolidated. So those shorts down through 50, don't like so much. We caught that first one, so happy enough with that. Now I got a 50% retracement of this extension fib. He's still pushing up. We're right on that 61.8, the weekly high low now. Never mind, that's broken. Let's still go. Let's hit the 161 daily high low target. I'm still happy to keep my buy where it is. Still no confirmation on our moving averages here that the trend has changed. They're a little on top of each other, but the 5-minute trend is still clearly up. As I said earlier on, we just need to watch this. See, as that 89 or the 155 moves down, the 50 moving average moves up. That's 77% retracement on the extension fib. Possibility of a little ABC down. What I would like to see is this signal line get outside of the consolidation before I get too excited about stochastic for 50. My buy stop is slightly above that opening price of the day. So let's see what number I've got. It's a little bit high. Go down a bit. There we go. 89% retracement to that move. Still a possibility of a little ABC down. Coming up for that second 5-minute candle. Broken the 38 daily high low. If we can close back inside there, we know we can see the other side, but it's at 155 when I was talking about in 5-minute that is holding us right now. Watch the possibility of double top. My buy stop is slightly above that and above the opening price. Just picked it up. There we go. That's triggered. So move this down to the 5 points. Let's look at that. See a new 5-minute candle. I've still got the 50 outstanding, the 5-minute grid there. Broke the previous candle's high. New 5-minute candle. Look at that tail of that candle. Yes. Keep trading our 1-minute grid.
Yeah, we are trading above the 155 and back inside the daily high-low consolidation. Next level of resistance will be the 38.2 of weekly and the 50 of daily.
That's right. Quite a volatile little candle, yeah. Supports also the 155 now on the 5 minutes. There's been strong resistance. I think support there now. One-minute stochastics above the 89. As long as it stays there, we want to remain long. 5 minutes, same story. Fighting the opening price of the day. Yeah, that opening price is holding. Resistance there and support on the 155 5 minutes. Watch for the possibility stochastic down through 50. Long tails again. Almost a 40-point candle, that last 1 minute candle. A break of this 38.2 as my stop. That also means my stochastic down through 50 is triggering long. Doesn't look like we want to go up, but that opening price is holding firm. 38.2, the daily high support around at 155.
I can definitely see the opening price is holding us because we pushed into that consolidation on daily high low with a lot of momentum, but now we're just stuck there for a bit.
Really believe we'll still see this 50 level of the 5-minute grid, which will take us to TP there. Yeah, again, it's bouncing off that opening price. Stochastic is still above 89 on 1 minute and 5 minute. It just doesn't want to break that opening price. Eh? Got a minute to go for the next 5-minute candle. Still watching possible stochastic down through 50 for short. $50 moving average also catching up. Yes, let's look at that. Still holding. See if it wants to try again. Yeah, and there we go. Finally, TP. Broke that that opening price and pulled back. 1 minute grid, we're going to trail. And we can start looking at the possibility of another buy stop if we make, or if we get a 2-candle retracement. We've made a new high here. What I want to see for us to continue going up is a close back inside of the daily high-low consolidation. We closed inside, then closed outside, and now we're just faffing around that 38.2. Next trigger is still stochastic down through 50 for a short. So watch that 50 moving average. Otherwise, we're waiting for that buy stop. Where we are to 50 is about 30 points, but these candles are big. Last candle was 49 points.
Yeah, the opening price of the day held this beautiful resistance, now trading below that 38.2 of daily again.
It's got about 15 minutes to go before we've got our opening range. There for the first time, 11 and 33 stochastic starting to separate from each other. I'm going to start getting a buy stop being just at the top here. And we can pull it down if we do get that second candle close below. Stochastic down through 50 still valid, so watch that 50 moving average. I'll take it, it'll be for the 5 points. Oof, we've triggered. So watch 50 moving average. My TP is right on it. The candles are still very wild. Stock for me. Stochastic up through 61.8. So let's see it close. Okay, I'm out of that. Buy stop is valid. One-minute trend is up, 5-minute trend is up. We've got about 12 minutes for opening range.
Yeah, it looks like we're really struggling with the 38.2 of daily, especially still that we're trading so close to the 155.
Yeah. Yeah, these candles are big. The stochastic can trigger again. That last candle was just about 40 points. Moving average is support. Okay, go through it again. It's no follow through at the moment. Let's see if it's going to try. 50 moving average, that's what we're aiming for. So next 5-minute candle. Watch the possibility of a level top there.
I still think we have the potential to see that 50 off daily though.
Absolutely. We have closed back inside break of the highs. We're going to the other side. I've still got my buy stop in at the highs there. Look at okay, that has picked up. Yes, picks me up and it turns around.
These candles are big, eh? Yo.
They are. And it's also hit the 50 level of the 5-minute grid now. Let's see how much I've got here. It's a bit big. About 9 minutes for opening range. Let's just be careful if these are the highs for opening range, but as I said, we still got 9 minutes. We keep trailing our 1-minute grid. Oops. 5 minutes telling me to stay long. I just don't have any target levels on the 5 minutes at the moment. So we get opening range or break the 61.8 to the daily high low, which is still quite around points. Oof, so close. We just needed spread there. It's again at 50 level. See if that 533 separation can push us through. 5 minutes stochastic is above 89. 1 minute stochastic is above 89.
It's basically just the opening price of the day that's holding us at the moment.
50 on the 5 minute grid.
Yeah, that 5-minute grid is intense.
Sure, watch a little double top. Okay, if you take profit on that one. 7 minutes for opening range. We must just be careful now for these highs. So if we make a high and a candle retracement, will be a valid trend chaser. Let's just see what it does. Well, I said we can still see the 50 level of the daily high low. If we can close above this 50 on the 5-minute grid, we can see the 61.8. That's a nice range. So remember, we are in the consolidation there now. Coming up for the next 5-minute candle. Okay, it's our second candles, possibility of a buy stop if it does close below the highs. It's not valid just yet. Last 5-minute candle before opening range.
Yeah, we're really struggling with that 50 of the 5-minute grid. Hey, yo.
Yeah, that can be very strong. Price stop does qualify now. Bear in mind, 4 minutes to opening range. Stochastic down through 50 is still a valid trigger for a short. Zigzag on the stochastic just shows you that there's very little momentum right now. As Monet said, we're fighting that 50 level opening price as well. On 5 minutes, we are trading in zone 1. Green has crossed 155, but that 155 moving average is holding strong support as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No extension from high to low just yet. Lateral separation there, it's very shallow, but we did get below the 50 on that 11 stochastic. 2 minutes for opening range. One, two, three, four, five, 6. Just going to start trailing this high to low. We haven't got enough candles just yet, but we've got a 61% tracement to that little move. We can't take it from the lows because look at our stochastic, we made a significant low. You can see how that's held. So last candle before we've got opening range. If I drop, just stay in line. Monet is there. I'm just getting a warning that my internet is unstable.
No, 100%.
Okay, so there's a possible little separation. As I say that, that candle just turns red rapidly. Stochastic down through 50 is still valid. Support is at 50, moving average 155 on 5 minute. That's been so strong. Five-minute stochastic is broken at 89, but it's finding support on its own signal line. And there's our 25 past scan. So opening ranges have been done. Just go and get the levels in quickly. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 candles. So again, that little story I was telling you guys earlier, on break of the 38, we see the 50. It's only 6.7 points there, so it's very tight. But you can just see how we broke the 38, we see the 50. Let's get some red lines in there. Just put my opening price. Let me just get it back in place. The highs is still a valid buy stop. Just bear in mind that's where our 61.8 opening ranges. Buy stochastic down through 50. That's failed once, twice, 3 times. Let's see if it breaks in the 4th.
And we're very consolidated on the 5 and 1 minute.
Consolidated, but big candles.
Yeah, huge.
consolidation area on the extension fib is still holding. Is valid.
2 minutes to go for that half past candle.
Thanks, man. I'm going to trend this up, 1 minute trend this up. There is the possibility of moving average crossover. Keep finding strong support of that 50. You can see our zone moving average is also catching up a little bit as we're going sideways. Stochastic down through 50 is still a valid trigger short. What I'd like to see now is on this extension for break of the zero, if we get that stochastic trigger, because it will mean we get below the 50 moving average, we can possibly then aim for the one, or the 89 rather. So let's see why we are on the hourly. Yeah. Hourly is still above the 50 moving average. We're also above the 50 level on the stochastic. We want to see that follow through up through the 61.8 there. And possibly going back to the 38.2, the weekly high low. But we've got no real triggers there at the moment. Break previous candle high and hourly. ALSI is a trigger for a long weekly high low. It's not a great risk reward. That weaker that candle got very close to the 77. I'm starting to push a little bit. Now we're starting to look for that possible stochastic down through 50. Watch for a little double bottom, that extension fib. If we get that stochastic trigger and break down through 50 and break this extension fib low, I'll be keen on aiming for that 89 zone moving average. It's 11 is still holding. Very close to moving average cross now as well. Getting ready for that short. Watch for a little double bottom. Also the 50 level of opening range. Still holding 155, so there's a lot of support coming up here. Has broken. I want to see the follow through break of those lows. See how it pulls back. Keeps poking it, keeps poking it. Can, when it breaks, it can go quickly.
We're on that support 50 of the opening range now.
Yeah, thanks, Monet. Watching that level. Still poking it. Yeah, we can break previous candle, those two last candles lows. Quite happy to take it. We have broken the 50. We're just waiting for the follow through. Okay, short. So 5 points. Aiming for that 89 zone moving average and 127 extension from fail. Is that 50 Monet is talking about, the opening range? We're on it right now, and we've hit TP on that one. So let's get of that 155 zone moving average from 5. There, we've just bounced off it. We should see that 89. Daily high low, no triggers. Even if we close below the 38.2, we haven't respected the 50. 1 minute trend has changed. I'm getting rid of my buy stuff for now. Let's pull it up. So it's still in sight and we don't forget about it.
We just have support from the 155 moving average now at the moment.
Hit that 127 extension for fail perfectly. Just going to keep trailing this now. Not quite got the right setup to start trailing it or start pulling up from the bottom just yet. Stochastic up to 50 is not a valid trigger long, and we haven't got a trend chaser right now. 1 minute trend is down. You're gonna have to wait for that to change to the upside again, or for 5 minutes to change to the downside, which is going to take a little bit of time if that's going to happen. Range on the opening range gives us about 70 points. If I look at that, 70 odd. Just not bad. It's a nice opening range. We got a little bit spoiled last week with the ranges, over 100 points pretty much every day. But 70 odd points is still very good. Watch now, break this 38.2. We should see the 50. It's only 9 points. I'm gonna trade it. I'm just gonna watch it. We're starting to break the lows, hit that 89 zone moving average now. I haven't got any triggers for shorts right now. So we get a 5 minute moving average crossover, which can happen. It's time to come off a little bit. This red line around our 155 is the opening price of the opening range low. It doesn't look like much, but these candles are big. That last 1 minute candle was 40 points.
Next up and coming level of support 38.2 of the opening range and 23.6 of daily.
Yeah. 50 moving average on hourly. One-minute grid is confirmed. The moving average crossover close below the 77, broke previous candle low. You can see that 61.8 now. In our ways, opening range, low as Monet said, 50 moving average hourly, 23 daily high low. If we do start turning around, we can look at the possibility of the extension for up if we get enough candles. For now, I'm just trailing it. Really, I've got nothing really there. On the 38.2, the opening range now. See how quickly we go from high to low, that consolidation area on the opening range. That drop was 115 points in 20 minutes.
Dropped all over, eh?
Look how we gone from one side to the other side in the opening range. So I've just trailed this extension fib after it's done its thing. It does make the levels a little bit better. But as I said, if we do get a bit of a turnaround here, that might move. But right now, that's all I have. 38 to 50 gives us about 14 points now. Stochastic, the signal lines below the consolidation. Stochastic up to 50 is a valid trigger further along. 5 minutes, closer and closer to moving average crossover. That's still going to take a little while unless we get two really rapid red candles close here.
Yeah, we're on the 38.2 of opening now.
Yeah, you see how that's held the support. Little gap there, very tiny.
On the hourly, next level of support we have coming up is at 23.6 as well as on daily.
Yeah,